Alright, I'm doing the interpenetration and development of this hexagonal branch pipe going into this square main pipe. I'm going to start out by drawing the top view of the square main pipe. It says it's got a length of 42. I've got my pair of compasses set to a radius of 21. I'm just going to draw a little construction line circle like that. I'm going to take out my set square. That will help me to draw that. If I can just find the right set square, that would be great. There we go. I'm going to take construction lines using some coloured crayons. Alright, here we go. Got my coloured crayons out, and I'm just going to draw in a construction line there at a tangent, a construction line there at a tangent. I can then start drawing immediately with dark lines, tangent line going to that edge of the circle and that over there going to the edge of the circle over there. Right, there we go, and finish it off there. Right, once we've got that, I'm going to then draw a line over here, just coming across an XY axis, they say. Let's draw that in, label it X and Y. Remember, these must be block capitals, not any old writing. It must be that Sans Code of Drafting practice story. Taking a line going up there, taking a line going up there, taking a line going up over here. Right, once I've got that in place, I'm going to draw a line coming across over here. And I need to measure up that 66 millimeters that they say the height of this thing is at. Just getting a pair of dividers, 66 millimeters on my pair of dividers. Right, take that from there, going up to there. And I'm going to draw a line coming across the top here. Easily there. Right, it says that I need to measure down 11 millimeters over there. Measuring down 11 millimeters from the top, coming down. Mark that off over there. And then I need to draw a construction line coming across here, like that. I'm going to take my circle stencil. It says that I have got a line length for this hexagon of 22 millimeters. So I take a 22 millimeter circle stencil, go to that center line that I've got over here, and I very quickly draw a little arc on that side, little arc on that side. I now have lines going up over here and there, so that I've got that 22 millimeter side length. Draw that in straight away, a nice dark line over there. What I do now is I take my set square and I'm going to find the center of that quickly. Sorry, it seems my page seems to have moved. Right, sorry, just need to get my page stuck down properly. There we go. Just stick that down properly. I don't know what happened there. Right, I'm finding the center of that hexagon. Let's draw a construction line going across there. Draw a construction line going across there. Okay, once I've got that, draw a line coming across the center over here. You can then draw in that hexagon, drawing a line over there. Drawing a line over there, drawing a line coming down from there to there, drawing a line coming down from there to there, and I've finished off that hexagon nice and easily just by doing that. Right, once I've got that, take the corners of the hexagon down into this view over here as fast as you can, and you can then measure off, it says 38 millimeters. From where it intersects over there, measuring off the 38 millimeters, go to where they've told you it intersects at that point, measure that 38 millimeters there, and draw that in over here. Right, once you've got that, draw these lines going up to the main pipe, and I have now got the main pipe and the branch pipe drawn in. I just need to finish that off over there. That off over there, and that off over there, and over there. Right. Okay, once I've got that in place, I can now start doing some labeling of this thing. I'm going to start out and I'm going to label this branch pipe number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. Okay, come over here, that would be number 1, number 6 and number 2, number 5 and number 3, and this would be number 4 over there. Going back to 1 dash, 6 dash, and 2 dash, 5 dash, and 3 dash, and 4 dash over there. Right. I'm going to label the main pipe over here. Let's just do this. W, X, Y, and Z over there. Let's go up to the top. W, X, and Z, and Y over there. Coming down to W dash, Z dash, and X dash, and Y dash over there. Right, once I've got that, I can do the W dash over here, the X dash over there, the Y dash over there, and the Z dash over there. Right. What I need you to see over here is that I've got this corner, on this corner Z, and it is intersecting with this branch pipe over here at the top, and I'm going to label that point A, and at the bottom over there, point B. All right? Now, when we come to do the developments of this, that's very important to know where those A's and B's are. Right, they've asked us to draw a left view of this, clearly showing the curve of interpenetration. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw a construction line coming down, just going through that XY axis over there. I can draw in an XY axis over here if I want. There's an XY axis, since we're using XY axes, and I can then take the lines going across from this square main pipe up into the drawing. So the W, X, Y, and Z, take that up over here, take that up over there, and take that up over there. Right, this is line X going up here, so I can take a measurement from line X coming across there, and line X coming across there. I will be able to see that line X, okay, that is right at the back of this thing, and it's not interfering with the branch pipe part. W and Y, those two are also not interfering with the branch pipe part of things, so I can just draw a line going down there. This line over here, this Z line, you can see the branch pipe intersecting there, so I'm not going to draw that in dark straight away. I'm just going to finish off the base of this thing coming across there, and the top of this thing coming across there. Right, I can label that. There is X and X1, or X dash at least. Over here, I have got Z, W and W1 over there, and Y and Y1 over there, or dash, not one, but dash. Okay, this one over here, that would be Z at the top there, and Z dash at the bottom there. Right, let's take the hexagon across over here. Just going to use a slightly different color, I think, just to, right, here we go, taking the hexagon across into the view, and taking this hexagon across into this view over here, taking that all the way across there. Right, I can draw a line coming up over here, and I can draw that line in straight away over there. Right, what am I going to have over here? I'm going to have 2 and 3, 2 and 3 over there. I'm going to have 1 and 4 over here, and over here I'm going to have 6 and 5. Right, let's have a look. If I'm standing on this side, I'm going to be looking across, and the first number that I'm going to see is number 1. All right, so I look over here, there is number 1 over there, and I'm going to take that across from 1 over there and take that up into my view over here, and that links up with 1 on there. So there's 1 over there coming back. This would be 1 dash over there, and I will be able to see that line going across from 1 to 1 dash. On the other side, there will be 4, okay, but I'm not going to be able to see that, and you'll see that it links up at exactly the same point as 1 dash. Okay, so 4 dash over there, coming up over here, I'm going to have 4 dash over there as well. Right. Let's have a look at 6 dash and 5 dash. Okay, so let's take that across over here. 6 dash and 5 dash and 3 dash and 2 dash. Taking that up. 6 dash and 5 dash, they're going to meet at that point over there. And 3 dash and 2 dash, they're going to meet at that point over there. Right, so I can draw in a line from 6 to 6 dash over there, and from 2 to 2 dash over there. Right? Note, if I'm standing on this side, I'm going to see this line 2 and 6 going to 2 dash and 6 dash. That would be 1 dash over there, 5 dash over there, 4 dash over there, and 3 dash over there. Right, I'm able to see those 3 lines. Those are the 3 lines that I've got over there. These 3 lines are going to be in hidden detail at the back, but they are covered over by those lines. Right, let's have a look at this. I have got a line that goes from number 1 to number 6, and I've got a line that goes from number 1 to number 2, and there's nothing interfering with those lines. 1 going to 6, 1 going to 2, nothing in the way of those, so I can draw a line going from 1 to 6 and 1 to 2, no issues. I would have the same story of 4 going to 5 and 4 going to 3. There's 4 going to 5, 4 going to 3. That would be hidden detail on the other side, but we can't see it because those lines are covering over. Right, once I've got that, I then drop this line into place and that line into place. And very importantly, I'm going to label, note the A over there, I label that A over there, and I label the B over there. Note where it is, it's going to be in the middle of this 5 and 6 over here, and in the middle of that 2 and 3 over there. A is in between the 2 and 3, B is in between 6 and 5. Right, now that we come to doing the branch pipe, development of the branch pipe and the development of the main pipe. Right, I'm going to quickly draw lines coming across over here from the branch pipe, line coming across from there, line coming across from there, line coming across from here, line coming across from there. Right, these lengths over here, they are true lengths. The reason being is that I've got point views of the lines. Therefore, I'm looking at this at 90 degrees, giving me all of those as true lengths, which means that I can take that out, no problems, and get true lengths. Right, let's start out, and I've got 6 sides of this thing. So I'm just going to start with a little construction line over here, drawing a construction line there, and I measure off the true length of one of the sides of the hexagon. Note these sides, they're all equal. It's a hexagon, so I come in over here and I go 1 side, 2 sides, 3 sides, 4 sides, and 5 sides over there. Right, I'm going to just draw some construction lines coming up over here. Just get those construction lines in place so that I can see what's going on. Okay, and we're going to label this. Let's start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a bit of a problem. Let's just do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. I need a last one, 6 sides, because I need that to go to number 1 over there. Right. Right, I can see the true length of 1 and 1 dash. So there's 1 dash at the top, there's 1 dash at the top, and I can draw that line in straight away. There we go. And there we go. I can draw in this line 6 to 6 dash. There is 6 to 6 dash, that would be that line going over there. You can see how that links up with that. 5 over here, 5, I can draw a line going over there. Number 4 is that full distance right the way up to there. Number 3 is going to be this shortened distance over here. Number 2 is going to be that shortened distance over there. Right, once I've got that, I can then say, do I have anything going in between 1 and 2? No. So if there's nothing going in between 1 and 2, I can draw that in straight away. Do I have anything going between 1 and 6? No, so I can draw that in straight away. Right. Do I have something going between number 5 and 6? Yes, definitely I've got this little corner over here, and on this corner I have got A and B. Remember those 2 points, A and B? Right. I need to be able to find those A's and B's over here. So what do? I come up to this view over here, and I say, between 2 and 3, I've got point A. Okay? 2 going in the direction of 3, I've got point A. 2 going in the direction of 3, I've got point A. I take that, I mark that off over there. I draw a line coming up over here. Draw a line coming up over there. And I find this point A over here, take that across, and I label that point A. Right. Once I've got that, I go from 2 to A to 3. There is 2 dash, 2A, 2, 3 dash. There it is. Right. Do I have anything going between 3 and 4? No, there's nothing going in between 3 and 4, so I can draw that in. No issues. Do I have anything going between 4 and 5? There's nothing in between there, so I can draw a line going from 4 to 5 over there. Do I have something going between 5 and 6? Yes, definitely. There's that corner over there, and in between there, there is that point B over there. I need to find that distance going from 5 to 6. There's point B. Come down over here, going from 5 in the direction of 6. Knock that in there. Draw a construction line coming up over here, and you'll see that point B links up over there. Label that point B. I now go from 5 to B, 5 dash to B, to 6 dash over there, and that is the development of that branch pipe. Place a line going across the base over here. Okay, and you can label that very quickly, development of branch pipe. Of right, once that's done, they say that you need to develop both surfaces of these prisms. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to draw the development of this. Now, if they were clever, they would have given you the space on the page in order to draw that across into this instructions, but they didn't do that. So they're wanting you to basically take that information and drop it down onto a piece of the paper down over here. Let's just have a look. I've got the true lengths of these lines. Note, W1 is a point view, therefore those lines coming across here, those are all true lengths. Okay, if I've got point views over there, they're true lengths. I'm going to draw in a construction line down at the bottom over here. I'm going to draw a line coming up over here, going from there to there, and I'm going to measure off that W to W1 over there, pop that in over here. Hopefully I've got enough space. Okay, I seem to have drawn my label in where I need to do that, which is a real pain. Right, okay, I'm going to just take that label out over there. Because that's going to interfere with my drawing badly. Right, so I just need to remove that label over there, and we'll put that at another point on the drawing. Right, once I've got that, I then take the true length distance from all of these sides. So there's a square side over there, and note all of those sides will be the same. I'm going to take it in over here. There is the first 2, 3, and 4. They're the 4 sides of that square. Okay, I'm going to draw in some construction lines going up over here. From there to there, coming across over here, from there to there, from there to there, and from there to there. Right, once I've got that, I then say, all right, on this surface over here, I have got this point Z. Now Z is where the whole of this thing is going to occur. So I say, all right, what is the distance up to B on this line Z? Drop that down, and we're going to label this line over here Z going up, Z dash going up to Z at the top. Z dash going up to where B is that distance over there. And I'm going to have the same on this side. I'll have a Z on this side going up to B over there. Right, Z going across to Y dash, and Y at the top over there. Y going to X, there is X dash at the bottom, and X at the top over there. X going to W, W dash at the bottom, and W at the top there. And Z dash at the bottom, and Z at the top over there. Right. You'll see that Y and W and X, they are not influenced, so I can draw those lines in dark straight away. There, there, and there. I can draw in the base of this thing, no issues. Coming across over here. Z going across to Z over there, no issues. And now I need to find, I've already found that point B over there. Let's draw that in. There's point B and point B. Note those two sides are going to fold around and touch each other. I've got to find this distance over here from the top of Z going down to A, top of Z coming down to A, top of Z coming down to A. There is my point A on that side. I can use my T-square to draw a line coming across to find A on that side. Right, and I can draw a line going from there to there and from there to there. Now I need to find this this hole from here. What I need to do is I need to say, all right, from A, okay, from A, it is going to go straight out to where 2 is. Okay, so from A, it needs to go straight out to where 2 is. Just going to take a line coming across over there. A coming out to where 2 is, and that would be on the W panel. Okay, so Z going to W, I've got point 2. Z going to W, I've got point 2. So I come over here and I say Z going to W, I find that mark where 2 is. Z going to W, that would be this side. Z going to W, mark that off, draw a line coming up over here. Okay, and I can then draw a line going straight across to where 2 is. Note, that is a horizontal line, it's a horizontal line, it's going to remain horizontal over here. Line coming across there. B going to where 6 is, okay, is exactly the same distance as where 2 was, so B going to where 6 is, okay, that's going to be that distance over there. Should be exactly the same as that distance, that distance over there. Look at this. Z and 2, you can see the distance is exactly the same there. Coming in over here, Z and 2 are going to be on that same line. I can now go from here straight across to where 6 is over there. Okay. I then say, all right, what is the distance from 6 to where 1 is? There is that distance from where 6 to 1 is. Or I can take this measurement all the way from Z and place it over here. It really wouldn't matter because it's a straight line. I'm just going to take this distance from where 6 and 2 is to where number 1 is, take that over there, mark that off over there, and take that up into the drawing over here. I need to find the height above here where number 1 is. Note that distance coming from the base over there up to where number 1 is, from the base coming up to where number 1 is, and I label that number 1 over there, and I can now draw in a line going from there to there, and from there to there. That is 6 dash over there. And I'll come over here and I say, all right, what is the distance from Z to 3, 1 and 5, 1? There's the distance. I'm coming over here and I mark that off and I draw a line going up over here. And I say, I have a line that goes straight across from B going straight across to 5, B going straight across to 5 dash, and A going straight across to 3 dash. 3 dash. Right, I need to take that distance over here from 3 dash to 4 dash over there. I come in over here, there's 3 dash going across to 4 dash. I can mark it off over there, it doesn't really matter. And I draw a line coming up over here. On that line, I'm going to have a distance from the base up to where 4 dash is over there, and I mark that off over there, and I can now label that as 4 dash over there, and I have a line that goes from 5 dash to 4 dash, and 4 dash to 3 dash, and I can then label this as development of main pipe. Let me do that over here. Development of main pipe. Take it over here. Development of branch pipe. And there we go, that is that drawing done.